The Night Shift, a haunted hospital story, USA. Hospitals in America are supposed to be places of healing. Bright hallways, doctors in white coats, the smell of antiseptic. But at night, when the lights dim and the corridors grow quiet, they can feel more like gateways to something else entirely. In the small town of Ashbrook, there's a hospital the locals whisper about. St. Augustine's Medical Center closed in the late 1990s after a fire destroyed one wing. Officially, it was shut down for safety reasons. Unofficially, people say it was shut down because too many people saw things they couldn't explain. The first night, 20 years later, a group of nursing students volunteered to help inventory old equipment left behind. It was supposed to be an easy overnight assignment. Check supplies, label old records, and stay in pairs. Emily and Jake were assigned to the 4th floor, the abandoned psychiatric wing. The moment the elevator doors opened, Emily felt it. The air was heavy, thick with the smell of smoke and something else. Something rotten. The hallway lights flickered, buzzing weakly. Jake laughed nervously. Creepy, huh? Looks like a horror movie set. They started down the hall. Empty beds lined the walls, some still with restraints attached. Wheelchairs sat abandoned in corners. On one door, scratched deep into the paint, were the words, "Don't let them out." The voices. As they worked, Emily thought she heard something. A voice, soft, whispering her name. She turned. No one there. Jake was across the hall, flipping through files. Then the whisper came again, closer. "Emily." She froze. "Jake, did you hear that?" He looked up, frowning. "Hear what?" Suddenly, every door down the corridor slammed shut at once. Bang, bang, bang. The sound echoed like gunfire. Emily screamed, dropping her clipboard. Jake ran to her, pale as chalk. "Okay," he said, trying to sound calm. "Maybe the building's just settling?" But the doors had been open. There was no draft, and the scratches on the nearest one looked fresh. The patient. They tried to laugh it off and keep working, but then Emily noticed something at the end of the hall. A figure. A man in a hospital gown, standing perfectly still. His head tilted, his face hidden in shadow. "Sir," Jake called out nervously. "Are you lost?" The man didn't move. Emily stepped forward cautiously. "Do you need help?" That's when the figure turned his head. Slowly, impossibly far. Like his neck wasn't made of bone. His face was burned, skin peeling away, eyes glowing faintly red. He smiled. The lights flickered and went out. The escape. Emily and Jake bolted, running down the hall blindly, their footsteps echoing on the cracked tiles. Behind them, they heard the squeak of wheels. A wheelchair was rolling after them, fast, though no one was pushing it. They sprinted into the stairwell, slamming the door shut. The air was ice cold, their breath fogging. From the other side of the door came scratching, nails, claws, something trying to get through. As they stumbled down the stairs, Emily looked back just once. Through the small glass window in the stairwell door, she saw the burned man's face pressed against it, smiling. His lips moved. She couldn't hear the words, but she read them clearly. "You can't leave." Aftermath. Emily and Jake never finished their assignment. They quit the program a week later, refusing to talk about what they saw. St. Augustine's remains boarded up, guarded by fences, yet locals swear they still see lights flickering in the windows at night. Some even claim to hear screams carried on the wind. And if you press your ear against the old psychiatric wing door, they say you'll hear it too, the faint squeak of a wheelchair rolling slowly toward you.